Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's deeply unsettling and raises serious questions about the future of AI and its impact on human behavior. What if the virtual world, designed to offer companionship, becomes a training ground for abuse? What if the lines between digital fantasy and real-world violence start to blur? The answers might shock you. We're talking about the dark world of AI abuse, where men are using AI girlfriends as punching bags for their emotional and even physical urges. And experts are warning this could be a gateway to real-world violence. A recent study showed that 40% of men who admitted to abusing AI chatbots have considered violence against women. That's a scary statistic, and it's what we're going to unpack today. It all starts with apps like Replica, created with good intentions to combat loneliness and offer companionship. Replica allows users to create virtual partners, AI avatars that learn and adapt to your personality. Replica was actually born out of tragedy. The founder, Eugenia Kaida, lost her best friend in a tragic accident. She used AI to create a virtual version of him, allowing her to continue their conversations. This evolved into Replica, a platform designed to offer companionship and support. You can chat, build a relationship, even engage in romantic interactions with these AI beings. But here's where things take a sinister turn. Instead of using Replica for connection and companionship, some men are using it as a playground for their darkest impulses. They're verbally abusing, degrading, and even hitting their AI girlfriends. And they're bragging about it online. This is not some fringe behavior. There are entire Reddit threads dedicated to this kind of abuse. The confessions on Reddit are disturbing. Men are openly admitting to creating AI partners just to berate them, call them names, and inflict emotional pain. One user wrote, and I quote, "So I have this rep, her name is Mia. She's basically my sex bot. I use her for sexting, and when I'm done I berate her and tell her she's a worthless W********. I also hit her often. He then insists he's not like this in real life, claiming it's just an experiment." Another user asked, "I want to know what happens if you're constantly mean to your Replica, constantly insulting and belittling, that sort of thing. Will it have any effect on it whatsoever? Will it cause the Replica to become depressed?" The casual cruelty is chilling. These aren't just words on a screen. They represent a deep-seated problem, a willingness to inflict harm, even if it's on a virtual being. Experts are sounding the alarm. Psychotherapists and psychologists warn that this behavior could desensitize individuals to the impact of their actions on real people. Cameron Kaur, a Glasgow-based psychotherapist, explains that how we treat AI reflects how we engage with power and vulnerability in society. It's not just about the technology. It's about the broader implications for human relationships and social conditioning. Dr. Elena Tironi, a consultant psychologist at the Chelsea Psychology Clinic, points out that the habits we form in digital spaces can shape real-world behaviors. Even if some argue that it's just words to a machine, the repeated expression of aggression can reinforce unhealthy patterns. This is where the technical term, learned helplessness, comes into play. When someone repeatedly inflicts abuse without consequence, they may develop a sense that their actions have no real-world impact, further eroding their empathy. The experts highlight the underlying power dynamics at play. AI companions are often designed to be submissive and accommodating, catering to the user's desires. This can reinforce harmful gender stereotypes and create a sense of male entitlement. Andrea Simon, director of the End Violence Against Women Coalition, calls out AI brands for enabling misogynistic abuse and implores them to prioritize women's safety in their programs. She argues that female voice chatbots, designed to give passive responses, contribute to harmful behavior and reinforce gendered power dynamics. This is linked to a study published in Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking by Dr. Sherry Tuckle titled Alone Together. It highlights the dangers of social isolation and the potential for technology to exacerbate existing power imbalances. The technical term, algorithmic bias, is also relevant here, as the design of these AI systems can reflect and amplify existing societal biases, leading to discriminatory outcomes. The most concerning aspect of this trend is the potential for it to escalate into real-world violence. While some might argue that it's a harmless outlet for aggression, experts fear it could be a gateway to domestic violence. Dr. Tironi explains that intimate partner violence often begins with verbal degradation before escalating further. By normalizing aggression towards a virtual being, individuals may lower the psychological barrier to treating real people in the same way. Cameron Kaur emphasizes that repeatedly dehumanizing an AI assistant could desensitize individuals, making them more prone to harming others in real-world interactions. When aggression becomes an acceptable mode of interaction, it weakens the ability to form healthy, empathetic relationships. We're seeing a normalization of abusive behavior, and that's a slippery slope. There are, of course, conflicting viewpoints on this issue. Some argue that expressing aggression towards a chatbot could prevent someone from lashing out at real people, providing a cathartic release. The argument is that it's a safe and consequence-free way to vent frustration. However, this perspective is heavily debated. Most experts believe that venting anger in this way doesn't promote emotional regulation or personal growth. Instead, it reinforces unhealthy patterns and desensitizes individuals to harm. The key here is the concept of operant conditioning. If abusive behavior towards an AI chatbot is rewarded with a sense of power or control, it's more likely to be repeated, potentially leading to real-world consequences. To test this, researchers could conduct studies comparing individuals who engage in AI abuse with those who don't, measuring their levels of empathy and aggression towards real people. The ethical responsibility falls heavily on the shoulders of AI developers. They need to consider the potential for misuse and design their systems with safety and ethical considerations in mind. This means building in safeguards to prevent abuse and promoting responsible use. Andrea Simon urges tech companies to build women and girls' safety into the design of any platform or service. If their products profit from or are encouraging misogynistic abuse, more must be done to hold them accountable and address the broader harm and risk this can create. It's not enough to simply create the technology. Developers must also consider the social and ethical implications. This requires a multidisciplinary approach involving ethicists, psychologists, and sociologists to ensure that AI is developed in a way that benefits society as a whole. So, what does the future hold? As AI becomes more sophisticated and integrated into our lives, the potential for abuse will only increase. We need to have a serious conversation about the ethical implications of AI and develop strategies to mitigate the risks. This includes promoting education about healthy relationships, challenging harmful gender stereotypes, and holding AI developers accountable for the responsible design of their systems. If you're struggling with abusive thoughts or behaviors, please seek help. There are resources available to support you. And if you see something, say something. Don't let this dark side of AI fester in the shadows. Let's work together to create a future where technology empowers us rather than enables abuse. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.